Today marks the 10th anniversary of Valkyria Chronicles. The first game launched on November 4th, 2008 for the PS3 in North America. Now, Valkyria Chronicles is essentially an anime take on World War II. There's an evil empire trying to conquer all of Europa. Caught in the middle is a small, neutral nation wherein ordinary citizens are forced to retaliate once it gets invaded. Oh yeah, and there's a special race of women with magical powers. Otherwise, everything is fairly grounded, albeit for tech that is a bit beyond the boundaries of this time period, like weaponry powered by these magical crystals called Ragnite. That's the general synopsis. But if it wasn't clear by now, the real thing to take away once you feast your eyes on Valkyria Chronicles is the art, which is a mix between cel-shading and a watercolor style. It's gorgeous in motion and still holds up remarkably well, especially in the remastered version for PS4, which is what you're looking at right now. The other thing that really sets it apart is the gameplay. After you choose your allies and place them on the map, you simply click on who you want to deploy and it'll warp to a 3D map, wherein your character has free range to run around in real time. That means if you're running past soldiers, you'll be shot at. If you tap the attack button, the battle will pause. You can manually aim your gun at something, or choose to use an item. Characters fall into several different classes, like a scout that can run the furthest and is armed with a standard rifle. Then there's the lancer that has little range but has high defense and a rocket-like lance that packs a killer punch. I should also mention that even though you have dozens of troops, you don't have to individually level them up. Instead, you spend experience to level up that class for everyone. It's a great mix between a third-person shooter and a strategy game, and no one has done this hybrid good since. Except for the sequels, that is. The first of which was Valkyria Chronicles 2, which released on August 31st, 2010 for the PSP in North America. It's virtually the same idea in terms of gameplay, except with less visual flair, and the story centers on a group of cadets in training instead. The school vibe and the anime factor turned up to 11 didn't really gel as well with people, especially since it reused maps more, but I still liked it. Plus, the one new feature was a cool idea in that classes could evolve into branching subclasses. While it was a downgrade from the original in terms of scope, it was a perfect portable adventure. Next, we have Valkyria Chronicles 3, which launched on January 27th, 2011 in Japan for the PSP. That's right, Japan only. This is probably due to the fact that sales were pretty low for 2, and sales for the handheld were also waning, not that they were ever that high outside of Japan in the first place. It's a shame too because it's a great game, actually getting back to what made the first so special. Thankfully, there's an English fan patch if you want to enjoy it yourself. Then there was Valkyria Chronicles D, or Duel, which launched on July 26, 2012 in Japan. It was a free-to-play mobile game, and it has since been shut down, so there really wasn't a lot of information I could gather on it. After that, there was a long gap wherein fans seemingly thought the series was dead. That is, until Valkyria Revolution was announced as a new step forward for the series. It launched on June 27, 2017 for the PS4, PS Vita, Xbox One, and North America. As the name suggests, Sega wanted to have this be a revolution for the series, but it was a step back. It was no longer a strategy RPG, but instead an action one, in the vein of something like Dynasty Warriors. Now, I have a high tolerance for anime bullshit and vapid action games like Dynasty Warriors, so I liked it more than most, and was just glad the series was back in some form. But because of its low review scores, I was worried the resurgence might be brief. Thankfully, the team got the message and went back to basics when they developed Valkyria Chronicles 4, which just launched this year on September 25th in North America on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. On this, its 10th anniversary, it is the perfect way to celebrate the series. It's a return to form, it looks great, it plays great, it's just simply awesome. In many ways, you could argue that Sega played it too safe and just gave fans more of what they wanted from the first, which is kind of true, but that doesn't make it any less amazing. Anyway, thankfully, unlike a lot of my other recent retrospectives, I can end this one positively. I think I can safely say that the future looks bright for Valkyria Chronicles. My name is Tristan, and you've been watching ReActionExaminer, wherein I do my best to create interesting videos to entertain and educate you fine folks. Be sure to subscribe, that helped me out a lot. And if you want to check out more, be sure to read my work over on The Gamer, wherein I write fun little listicles. You can also drop by my personal website, GameJerk, wherein I post other articles and reviews. All these links and more can be found in the description below. Thanks, and see you all next time.